Hello, welcome to a new week, a new vlog. It is Monday, so I am currently on the way to the gym, and it is the first morning that I have had to defrost my truck. And I've actually just been on, I don't even care if it looks daft, but I've been on Amazon and ordered one of those things you put across your windscreen. I just hope it will be big enough, but luckily I wasn't running late or anything, so I had time to defrost. But anyway, I'm rambling about defrosting my windscreen. How are we all? So yesterday, when I was in the last vlog, it was Sunday and I was down in Troon. And I had ended up, I went to the Crystal Cove, which is where I get a lot of my like healing crystals and stuff. And when I was in there was a lady who was offering like sort of speedy tarot card readings, and so I had one with her, and afterwards we were kind of chatting and she was saying, if you, or was it part of the reading, I can't remember, she was saying something about like she knows that I'm the kind of person who overthinks a lot in my head, and she was like, you need to get it out your head, you need to like close the loop. But what a lot of people don't understand is they'll maybe like write it down, for example, but then they just leave it in their notepad, and that's not closing the loop, as it were. So she says what you need to do is you need to write it down and then burn it or tear it up or whatever. So this morning I had gone on to check, like I always check every day, like make sure I've responded to all the comments and messages on like the White Rabbit Skincare page, and I'm laughing about it now, but someone called Emma had obviously woken up today and chose violence because she left this massive big comment on one of the White Rabbit Facebook ads saying that we were a terrible company. She had wanted a refund. The only way she got the refund was through PayPal. We're really patronising, this, that and the next thing. And of course immediately I went to overthinking mode. You know, there was lovely other comments, but of course I was like hyper fixating on this one particular comment, as I do. So then I decided to do what the lady had told me yesterday. I feel terrible, I can't remember her name. I want to say Karen, but I could be making that up. So I did that. I wrote down exactly what I was feeling and thinking, and then I just tore it up. And I do, like, I'll be honest, like I am still, obviously I'm talking about it now, and I am still kind of thinking about it a little bit, but I feel like the emotion has been taken out of it. Like immediately I wanted to do the whole reactive thing of, well, firstly when I replied back to her, I just said, sorry to feel like you have been treated badly, really glad that you managed to get it sorted out by PayPal, and then I left her a little love heart. Because initially I wanted to delete the comment and I wanted to block her from the page, and then I just thought, you know what, like it's true what they say about hurt people. So for her to, I don't even remember her, like I don't remember an instant, like I do remember there was a while ago where and people will do it every now and then because PayPal generally always goes with the side of the customer. So like I kind of vaguely remember it, but I just thought for someone to bring that up after all this time, she's obviously not a very happy person. But yeah, it is the most beautiful day again, and so cold. I only did 2 minutes in my ice bath this morning because it was bracing, definitely woke me up. But I am quite pleased because, so I've got Kim first, then I've got Laura, and then I'm pleased because Leanne, so one of my clients from a while ago, like she's been through a lot, like 2 of her best friends died within a really short space of time, and she was last in September, I think it was, but she'd messaged me last night and was like, I'm really struggling, but I really want to get back into the gym. She was being really hard on herself, like saying that she'd let herself go and whatever else, and I just said to her, look, come in the afternoon when it's really quiet, we'll do like a full body session. It'll not be hard, we're just going to take it at your own pace and we'll go from there, basically. I'm looking forward to seeing her. I haven't seen her, as I say, since September, so. And then I'll train and do my cardio, and then I've got Jen's PT. It'll be a quick day. Hello. Guess what? My client cancelled. But it's actually worked out really well because it means I can go and get my nails done. I've done my cardio, because poor Laura had to cancel. She's not well. And then my half two cancelled. So I'm thinking I'm going to go and ask for something like this. I've consulted Laura, because we always ask each other about nails. But I'm thinking I'm going to go for like a brown with a chrome over the top. Although I did quite like this colour. This is like a grey blue. My nails grow out so fast. I don't know what supplement it is I'm taking. And I'm also debating about... I'm kicking myself that I didn't buy it when it was on offer. But you know how I was saying that when I got to X amount of subscribers I was going to get myself a new vlogging camera. Well, I'm thinking I'm just going to do it anyway. Because all the influencers have the Osmo DJ Pocket 3 or whatever it is. But I saw this one, which is called the Smudge. But it's basically... It looks very, very similar, but it's a lot more... Why can I not open this up? It's a lot more affordable. The only thing is I'm thinking, see when I'm vlogging in the car, how am I going... Because you can get like, they're doing a deal where you get like a wee tripod thing. But yeah, they must have been doing like a tiered discount thing and I missed out on it in terms of like, it must have been time limited. Because... So supposedly it's originally £560, and then when I had first saw it and added everything to the cart, it was coming to like £137 because it was like, I want to say it was about 117. Then you got a SD card free. Oh, order. And then the tripod was only like £9 or something. And then I'd added on the £5 lifetime warranty. Altogether it's now at 262. Last night it was 244, so it is obviously increasing. But then I'm like, do I buy it now or do I wait until actual Black Friday in case they... Why am I so dark? In case they do an actual Black Friday thing. And then I was on Amazon and then I saw this one, which is an SJ cam, which is like same but different, so similar kind of idea. So basically the Osmo DJ Pocket is like a combination of two of these. So it's got like the little camera at the top that like is like a gimbal thing, but it's also got the... So this one on Amazon, you flip the little screen round to like turn it on and off. So the package for it is at the moment on Amazon it's £209, and it comes with a 64 gig. I don't know. Hopefully by the time this vlog goes live I'll have made up my mind. But the idea was I'm going to keep this one for doing my sit down videos. I know they're very few and far between, and then I can have it as like a backup. But we'll see. Nails are done. Don't know if you can see, but I went for like a chocolate brown with a chrome over the top. Would also like to say that I nearly died of embarrassment when the little lady that works in there asked me if I was pregnant. So that was awkward. Luckily there was only like me and then the wee boy, well not wee boy but kind of young guy that was doing my nails that was in, because I think if anyone else was in I would have just stopped and left. I did think, I looked in the mirror this morning, I'm due my period maybe in about 5 days I think, and I am weirdly bloated in the way I've got this like grey thermal top on and it's basically clinging to everything. And do you know that way your belly button looks like a gaping mouth? I promise that I'm a PT, I promise I do exercise and stuff, but it's making me think I need to work on my core more. So that's what I'm going to go and do. I need to train anyway, but reality check for me there, that was great. go do some core work. It's actually pushed today. Do I look like I've just woken up? Because I feel like it. Having a Zoom with Mandy, who's in Australia, and is currently 9 PM. She's in the future. It's 9 PM Australia time. But I'm thinking about, well, I'm taking her on temporarily to work on the White Rabbit Pinterest to see if that helps traffic. Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. I hope you can't tell that I've not long, well, I say not long woken up. I did wake up like an hour and a half ago, but I'm a bit dishevelled.
I'm gonna have a shower after this and go to bed. I'm the opposite.
That was really good. I get on really, really well with Mandy. Got a good vibe with her. So I need to send her over logins, but while I remember, I have got my mental health assessment tomorrow at 9:30. So I am printing out my notes that I took before and like my, what's it called, the Attention Deficient Disorder Association score. So my score, my ADHD's quiz score is 2185, and it says if your score is more than 1399, you have symptoms commonly associated with ADHD. But I am also going in with a list of things more for just my peace of mind. So it's things like point number 1, go in knowing this. You're not trying to convince them you don't have anxiety or depression. You're showing them that your anxiety is secondary and the core issue is lifelong executive dysfunction, attention issues, emotional regulation problems, and masking. This is the difference between I have anxiety and I have ADHD with anxiety as a result of unmanaged ADHD. And I'd asked, obviously I'm on ChatGPT, I'd asked it like what to expect from the appointment, because it's an hour long. So this is the format. So we'll see what happens. I'm just going to print all this out so I've got it with me. It also, at the bottom, where is it? It mentioned red flags, so I asked it to give me a list of common red flags. So it's things like you were good at school, try and reframe everything as anxiety or depression, which is what the doctor was kind of getting at when I first went. They say everyone gets distracted, functioning too well. Well, that's questionable at the moment. So I'm also going to print these out. Hello. I'm in bed. I've got my Dwight Gym for Muscles t-shirt on and my hot water bottle. It's like alien coming out my stomach. It's the dinosaur hot water bottle that you got me, Lisa, if you're watching. I am about to go sleep because I'm rather tired. The whole burning the midnight oil and staying up and hustle and all that's not for me. I've said it once and I'll say it again. It's skincare. I'm not like curing cancer or anything. So there's nothing that won't wait till tomorrow. But this is not a good angle. Hold on, honey, what's in this cupboard? I just wanted to talk about something quickly. I say quickly because I'll probably ramble, but I noticed earlier on when I was uploading an Instagram reel that a charming lady called Yvonne had taken the time out of her day to leave the following. So this is my friend Michelle, and she very kindly said that I could use her like photos on White Rabbit to show like the before and then the after of using White Rabbit skincare. And this person called Yvonne, Audrey, has, as I say, taken the time out of her day to leave the following comment. The real thing here is that she's lost about 2 stone or more in weight, which has skimmed down her face. That is not comparing like with like. That was like a red rag to a bull to me. And the whole not responding, not reacting went straight out the window. So I replied with, Audrey, I'm saddened that you have felt the need to leave this comment. Someone's weight has absolutely nothing to do with their complexion. Please do better. Which I thought was quite a restrained response for me. And then there's so many, like, where do I even begin? Like, what possesses someone to leave a comment like that? And as I have mentioned, Audrey is no spring chicken. Look, there she is herself. Look, there's the face of someone who likes to pass comment on other people's appearance. That's another thing I do not agree with. A lot of the time I will see other like big influencers or celebrities or whatever, they'll be getting like trolled or abuse, and they'll share whatever the person's saying to them, but they scrub out their names. I do not agree with that. And I'm very glad that the likes of Caroline Hirons, anytime she's been trolled, it's absolutely brilliant, because she goes on to the person, it's usually men that troll her, but what she does is she goes on to their Facebook pages and then finds photos of them, and ironically 99.9999% of the time, like the men are making comments about Caroline Hirons' appearance, and then you look at them and they are absolutely disgusting. But what's even worse a lot of the time is they are like married or they've got like family, and you just think, if that was my partner or my dad making comments, hurtful, horrible comments, I would be mortified. But as I say, Caroline Hirons, like, she goes on and she shares the photos of them and she openly shares their names and whatever else, and I think that's what should be done, because why should these people who are quite happily will quite happily go online and troll people and be horrific, why should they get any sort of protection? Just while they're hiding behind their phones. I don't agree with it, so that's why I replied back. And initially I was going to block her and remove the comment, because all I keep thinking is, how hurtful is that going to be for Michelle to see that comment? But then I thought, no, because I want that comment to stay there so that other people can see it, and not only see what I've responded, but also if they want to reply back and hopefully stand up against it as well, then they can. But the only person that's coming off bad in this is that woman. But it's like the whole, I saw this thing the other day and it was like, you know how we're all chasing likes online? So we want, like, we'll upload a picture and we want all these likes. And then it said something like, why are you chasing likes? Because can you imagine if in real life 20 people come up to you and started saying they liked you? You would absolutely freak out. And it's true enough. But anyway, right, that's my ramble. I've rambled for 6 minutes. I'm going to go to sleep. I have my mental health assessment in the morning. So I told you earlier on, I was printing out the notes and stuff. I've already put it out in my car. You should see my truck. It's, I ordered one of these, like, windscreen covers with the idea that it'll, because my appointment was at 9:30, and you know what I'm like for trying to get out of the house in the morning. So I thought, right, if I get one of these, then, and then if I forget to defrost it, my truck or whatever, then it should be good. I'm just kidding. Like, I just thought it was literally going to be one that you, like, put across and then tucked in your door, which it does have. But it's also got wing mirror covers, which are attached onto the windscreen cover, and there's extra flappy bits which I couldn't be bothered trying to figure out where they go. But then I thought it was like a fashion statement. It's the wing mirrors have got like high vis reflective bits on, and initially I was like, what is that for? But then it was pointed out to me that it's probably if you had your car parked out in the street, so that daft cyclists don't hit your wing mirrors. Where was I going with that story? I don't know. Right, it's 20 past 11. I probably should have been asleep about an hour ago, but that's one of the things that I need to bring up tomorrow, and is on my list, is the whole, I can spend the whole day exhausted, which I have done today, but then I do, what's it called, bedtime procrastination. Send good vibes, even though by the time this vlog goes out, hopefully I'll know what's what. But send them anyway. Thank you. Bye. Good morning. My battery's dying. Wow! God. And I don't think I've got a spare one with me, so I might need to speak to you tonight when I get home from the gym. Why, when it's like 3 degrees, does it feel like the coldest place on earth? And it's currently 6 degrees, which is only 3 degrees more. Quick maths from me there. And it's so mild, and I've got my jacket on and my thermal top, and I feel like I might melt. I mean, it doesn't happen, it doesn't help that I've got my period, so my body temperature is naturally up, but would also explain why I'm rather grumpy this morning. I slept until like 9:30, which is the longest I've slept in a long while. And I'm now on the way to get my nails done in Irvine. And I'm going to be late, but you know what, I don't care, because when I went down last week to get my eyebrows done, they were running 45 minutes late, so they can just accommodate me, okay? And I've got them coffee. So that is that. I'm kind of in limbo because I don't know what to do with myself. I know it's on the Irvine, so it only takes like 15 minutes to get there. I'm getting my nails done, and then as it turns out, I think I'd originally booked it at this time because I thought I'm meant to be meeting the girls I used to work with for lunch. But we're not meeting, well, I don't know if we are still meeting because Lorna isn't well, but we're meant to be meeting at 4. So say I get finished like back at 1 with my nails, I'm like, do I go home and do stuff, or do I like take a look about the shops, do I go for a walk? First world problems here. And I feel that way, you know, when like your clothes, the way your clothes are fitting, it's just really annoys you. I'm like that, like I feel like my sock is falling down inside my trainer. My leggings keep falling down. I feel like my top is clinging to me in the most unflattering ways. Oh, by the way, you know how I had the incident with the nails with the wee Chinese Asian woman asked me if I was pregnant? Yesterday, because I was having stomach cramps, I was rubbing my stomach when I was in with Kim. It was Kim's PT session. And she went to me, oh no, do you need to go to the hospital to have a baby? I'm like, fake people! I'm not pregnant, I'm just very bloated and probably need to lay off some chocolate. But come on! Way to make me feel really good about myself. This is what I mean, this is driving me mental. But I originally was coming on here. You can tell the no complaining thing's going really well. Because I came on yesterday to tell you about the mental health referral appointment fiasco that I had. That is the only word for it. And then my battery ran out, so I can tell you about it now. Actually, I didn't talk about it on the day because I just felt so deflated and so disappointed and let down and frustrated and all the emotions that you can think of. But basically, I went in and it was a 45-minute appointment, and for the first 40 minutes of that appointment, it was basically like a counselling session when I had to recall all the traumas of my life. And like, because the first question she asked me was, what was your childhood like? And then towards the end, she was like, right, now we're going to do 2 questionnaires. One's for anxiety and one's for depression. And I was like, here we go. So I scored low for depression, which I knew, like, I don't have depression. I know I have low days, I know I'm a very emotional person, but again, that's reason, in my opinion, that points towards ADHD and emotional dysregulation. However, I also scored really highly on the anxiety side of things, so 20 out of 21 for anxiety. So because of that, immediately I went, look, and this was me, like, it's really hard for me to stand up for myself, but I just said, look, I'm not comfortable just being diagnosed with anxiety. And she sat back in her chair and she crossed her arms and she went, I am not diagnosing anything. I am a nurse. I do not have the, whatever she said. She went, all that happens is you get referred back to your doctor and it's up to them to diagnose something, blah, 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 blah. And then she went off on this big rant about, because I had mentioned earlier on when I was talking, how I'm pretty sure that I am ADHD, and I gave examples and whatever else. She then proceeded to tell me that mental health and neurodivergence, which is what ADHD comes under, are two separate things. And immediately I was like, I have never heard that in my life. Okay. Then she told me that absolutely no one is getting diagnosed with ADHD at the moment. There's literally thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people. And she said the only reason that I got as far as that appointment with her yesterday was because the doctor had put down on the referral form anxiety and potential ADHD. She said that had the doctor just put down ADHD, I would have been rejected outright. And I just said, I think that's really, really sad. Sad was the first word that came to me, because it is so sad. So there are all these people who are literally crying out for help and nobody's getting any. You either have to accept being diagnosed with either depression or anxiety, or you get no help whatsoever. She says that it has been, I don't know if it's been debated in Parliament or in government or whatever, but she basically said that there is absolutely no budget for it. She said that the budget for mental health services is really strained as it is, and I can't remember what else she said, but I just remember kind of not switching off at that point, but I kind of thought, what is the point? And I also couldn't understand why she didn't tell me that at the beginning. Now, I'm not saying that I wouldn't have accepted the help, because as it turns out, for some reason they're able to give like 8 sessions. I don't know what of. I think it's maybe of CBT, which is cognitive behavioural therapy. But I feel like it would have been better for me to have gone into that appointment knowing that, if you get what I mean. But she did say to me, she was like, you seem like someone who is quite, she didn't say, I can't think of the exact phrasing she used, but not jumps to conclusions, but is very emotional, which we know that already. But I tend to like jump to conclusions and things, and have I said that already? And I sort of get ahead of myself and sort of catastrophise about things, which I agree, I do. So I'm booked in for 4 weeks' time with her, and I'm going to go and see how it is. If I think it's just going to essentially be a waste of both mine and her time, then I'll just say nah. But she said my only option, if I wanted to, in her words, pursue, which really annoyed me, because I'm like, that makes it sound like I'm just doing it for the hell of it. If I wanted to pursue ADHD, was to go private, but they won't, the NHS won't prescribe, like they won't accept prescriptions from a private diagnosis or whatever, which I don't understand. And I keep thinking back to like Jo, God love her, when she was alive, when she was getting her treatment. She basically went private for the diagnosis and then got all her chemo and everything on the NHS, because I remember her saying that the consultant had told her that essentially it wasn't any faster to go private for things like chemo, you were just as well to go on the NHS. So I know it's two completely separate things, but in a similar vein, like, why is it different in the sense of, like, why could I not get diagnosed privately and then get the treatment, which in this case would be like whatever medication you get for ADHD, through the NHS? I don't understand. And it's so frustrating, and it's like I keep hearing more and more stories of people who are just like get treated the same way, and I'll be honest, I'm really frightened, because I can't remember the exact reasoning why, but they say that like women with undiagnosed and untreated ADHD have shorter life expectancies, and I don't know if that's because of like suicide rates or I don't know, but it's really scary to think that I might need to go through like perimenopause and menopause, which are hard enough as it is with all the hormone changes, but then have to put it together with ADHD. And again, this is me like getting ahead of myself. I don't know, like, I'm making myself anxious and upset before I even know or I've even experienced anything like that, but it is scary. So that was that. Right, I'm going in. I really ought to be on the way, but I just wanted to show you this cute little fleece that I got from Poundland for £17, not for £1. You can't really see in this light, but I'm really pleased with it. So I'm just going to ignore this, I need to put away. I'm just going to take my little bag, and this is the, well, I might do it that way. Is that better? I don't know, I don't do fashion. Not me that forgot to close off a vlog, or vlog at all yesterday. But anyway, I'm dashing out the door, as I do. I need to go and get Kim and I coffee and then head to the gym. But I will see you in the next one. Love you, bye!